Hey everybody, welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. Today's video is going to be one that I've been looking forward to make all week. This is going to be my weekly rotation of all the fragrances that I sprayed and tested throughout the week. So without further ado, let's get into the first one. The first one here is none other than Creed's Original Vetiver. I wore this last Sunday, a week ago now at the recording of this video. And this is just a very clean, soapy, green, fresh vetiver smell. I'm going to spray it just to refresh my memory, but this is just a very easygoing, casual scent. You don't need to be dressed up or anything to rock this. It's just a very nice fragrance for hanging out. You know, it serves a purpose in my collection for sure. Yeah, it's got this fresh green, slight citrus, and then it dries down to this nice clean vetiver smell. This is a really solid fragrance. Like I said, this fits a solid purpose in my collection. I don't need this stuff to last more than 4 or 5 hours, which is about what you get on my skin. And I'm okay with that. I'd rock it casually from time to time, and that's kind of where it lives. And it smells good. It's unoffensive. My fiance loves it. So, again, this was Creed Original Vetiver on Sunday. All right, up next on Monday, what I wore to work, Acqua di Gio Parfum 2023 version, if that matters at all to you. This stuff is a really nice take on the Profumo DNA. So it's got that green and then slightly earthy patchouli in it, mixed with that Acqua di Gio DNA that we all know and love. It's just a really simple and easy fragrance to wear and love, and it sets you apart. You still smell different than a lot of people because they don't know about this. I would say the more common one would be your normal Acqua di Gio EDT, EDP, or maybe even Profondo, which I also happen to have and love. But on Monday, Acqua di Gio Parfum 2023. It's just a solid frag. All right, and on Tuesday, I wore Versace Eros Flame. I wore this to work as my scent of the day. I haven't worn this one admittedly too much, but it is my favorite, I think, in the Eros line. It's got this really nice green facet to it with this rosemary, I think, in the top, and then mandarin orange and this chinodo note that I think also makes an appearance in Terre de Hermes Eau Givre. So it's a unique twist on the Eros DNA, and it's very nice. I actually got a compliment with this one when I was walking into the break room to fill up my water bottle for the day, so people like this stuff. It's mass appealing, but yet it's different enough to set you apart. This stuff was really cheap. I got a tester, as you can see here. I forget, maybe Perfume Box, maybe Jumbo Shop, don't remember, but it was in the realm of like $50 maybe. And they come with the cap, so if you get a Versace tester, you don't have to worry about looking goofy with no cap. So this is a solid option if you want something that's, I think, actually multifaceted, of like multi-seasonal rather, of when you could wear it. This stuff is fresh enough that I could see you getting away with it in the summer, but it's also kind of a good transitional season fragrance too, because it's got a little bit of spice in it, but still that, vanilla, like dry down that the Eros, DNA has. So I think this is a really solid option if you want something that just smells really good, that smells different, and people are going to like. So again, that was Tuesday. All right, on Wednesday, so down here, day before the hurricane, I wore this to work. I know you can't tell what it is from the decant, but I will put it up on screen. This is Orto Parisi Bergamask. This is a really polarizing one, in my opinion, just this brand in general, Orto Parisi. They have some extremely strong scents, and I don't say that lightly. Like, people are like, oh, I want the best performance possible. They want, 14 hours of projection. I'm exaggerating here, but people love the over-the-top performance projection stuff. And, normally I'd be like, yeah, I want to get good value for my money, so I would like it to perform. I would like people to smell it, that sort of thing. But these are extreme. I tell you what, these, like, if you haven't experienced anything from Orto Parisi, and this sounds good to you, try it. I'm still kind of getting used to it. This one was tolerable for me. I had a sample of Megamare. It's actually in my little display setup right here next to me, but that is unwearable to me. So this stuff, everything from this brand, I'm kind of gun shy with it, honestly. Like, I'm scared of how strong these are, and I know that sounds stupid to some of you, but If it sounds great to you, try it. Tell me if I'm wrong. I don't think that I will be wrong. I wore 2 sprays of this stuff from a shitty decant. I did one on my hand, one on, like behind my ear on the back of my neck, and this stuff I could smell it the entire day. And I was asking people that were sitting in the room with me, if they could still smell it, because I could still smell it, but I didn't know how much it was actually projecting. I figured it wasn't just some sillage of me turning my head and whatnot. They're like, yeah, that's like what I smelled when I walked in the room. And I was like, oh my God, I was self conscious of this stuff. Luckily, it smells good, but you really have to be careful with these. I think you actually can get them on discounters for a pretty good price for the Orto Parisis in general. This is Bergamasque. So this is it kind of has this, I'm scared to spray it. It's a super strong musk. Like if I sprayed it on a blotter card and I sniffed it, like I wouldn't smell anything the rest of the day. It's just something that will like knock your sense of smell out if you sniff it too close, because it is that strong. But this stuff it has this bergamot, I would assume, in the top with some, I think maybe even sandalwood in it. So it's got this sort of clean citrus, sort of lemony, slightly creamy sandalwood scent to it, with this just extremely strong musk that just lingers around forever. Like this stuff just doesn't go away, and I don't say that lightly. Like this stuff is insane. Um, I'm still trying to gauge whether I like it or not. I enjoyed the wearing experience of it, but you have to be really careful about how much you spray with this, because again, I was just downright self-conscious about how much people could smell me and if I was overpowering anyone. So I would say that that's my caution to you guys is if you try Orto Parisi, let me know what you think of them first of all. But if you try them, please, please, please be mindful of how much you spray. And you'll probably thank me later for that. All right, and Thursday morning, I don't have work. Hurricane Helene is coming through. Everyone's freaking out. I had Dior Homme Sport 2021. That was my scent of the morning. This stuff, nice atomizer on this too. This stuff I think is actually, yeah, it's an eau de toilette concentration wise, but this stuff actually has pretty good performance. This is a like fresh, spicy, elmy resin, citrus, woody fragrance. So if you're familiar with the Dior Homme 2020 fragrance that I think this is based off of, this is just a more, I think this is actually a more woody version of that, honestly, with the elmy resin. It's just a nice, clean, woody fragrance that you can get away with wearing pretty much any time. You're going to smell good to everyone. As far as versatility, this I would put directly in line with this original vetiver. These are both like you can't go wrong. You're going to smell good no matter where you are, what you're wearing, if you're wearing this. So I'm not familiar with what it goes for on discounters. I bought this one at retail. I think I paid maybe around $100 for this bottle, but I'm sure you could get it online cheaper. I know sometimes with the Dior's and the Chanel's it can be pretty difficult, especially Chanel's, but this is a really solid fragrance. Again, to recap it, it's pretty simple. It's woody fragrance, some citrus, fresh spice, and it hangs around pretty well for an eau de toilette. It's just an overall great scent. And that was on Thursday morning. All right, and Thursday, out of the shower, what I wore was Acqua di Parma Colonia Pura. So this stuff I'm a huge fan of. This is a really fresh fragrance that, Acqua di Parma is known for their freshies. They're some of the most natural smelling and most affordable for your money, especially at discounters. Retail on these, I think, is crazy actually, but you could get this. I think I got this from Fragrance Buy for like 50 or $60, and this is a 100 ml tester. Again, these come with a cap, so if you want to save some money on the presentation, get the little cardboard box. This stuff is awesome. It's a really good sprayer on these too. Really wide dispersive. They kind of remind me of Creed atomizers, if you're familiar. So this is kind of an ozonic and fresh citrus fragrance. So Some of the notes in here are the orange, bergamot, and this distinctive petitgrain sort of green fresh facet to the fragrance. And then you get some jasmine, I think, in the mid here. And it's just really nice, clean, fresh. To me, this is what I like. If I'm out of the shower and I want something that's refreshing, this is like top tier for that sort of thing. It's just unoffensive. You smell clean. It's kind of just this invigorating freshness. Something that I get the same feeling when I wear Xerjoff Torino 21. So I really like this stuff. Then that's not saying that they smell similar. They don't. This, I think, of anything in my collection, smells the most like Amouage Reflection Man, kind of with that jasmine. It's got to be what it is in there. But this stuff is really nice. It's got, like I said, the jasmine, the bergamot, the petitgrain. So it's citrus, green, slight floral, but not feminine by any stretch. And then just some nice woody dry down, maybe some patchouli in there, and just a nice little muskiness. This stuff, let's see here. This is an eau de cologne, so don't expect that you're going to get crazy performance on this. It'll last, I would say, probably 4 hours on your skin. But as far as your performance, it's probably going to be about an hour. It's not an hour and it's gone. I know, Ross, if you're watching this, shout out to you. But it hangs around a little bit longer than that. But it's just really nice. And for the money, I'd douse myself in this stuff. Who cares? It just smells so freaking good. So if you want, check out this one. I would highly recommend it if you're into freshies and you want something that's different from your typical freshie. This is Acqua di Parma Colonia Pura. All right, and now for Friday. Friday is a huge change up to my normal rotation that you've seen thus far. Friday, back to work for a little bit after the hurricane. Luckily, no damage to me or my area or work. I know people on the bay and by the beach, prayers to them and their properties and everything. Really sad to see, but there was some damage near me, but thankfully not to me and work. But at work, I'm crazy for this. I wore Amouage Royal Tobacco. I know. Part of the reason I went with this stuff is I have a coworker that he's really into cigars and tobacco, and I wanted to show him my favorite tobacco fragrance. I think I can say that. The other one that I really love is PDM Herod, but I think this stuff is maybe better. So I wore Royal Tobacco. I'm not going to spray it. I can just sniff the atomizer. This stuff, it's green. It's got these nice green facets to it. And the tobacco, and it's so good. This one is an experience. I don't know all of the notes off the top of my head. Maybe I should have done some prep to read them for you, but this stuff, if you haven't smelled it and you love tobacco fragrances, you owe it to yourself to spray this one and smell it and test it on your skin. Some people, I've heard some people compare this to the smell of Christmas trees. I get what they're saying. I don't personally agree, but I can get where they're coming from. This stuff is so elegant. This is definitely more so a special occasion fragrance, so that's why I think as far as the usability, versatility, people don't rank it all that high, and I get it. In my collection too, that's kind of what it is. In this case, I wore it to work. I did 2 sprays here, 1 spray on my hand. This stuff is strong, but it's not so overpowering that you'll knock someone out. Like I sprayed it at 7:30 in the morning, got to work, 8:15, and it had calmed down a lot by then. It still pushed out very nicely for me, but as Amouages typically do, this stuff lasts no problem, but it wasn't so strong that I was killing people, and it was cooler that day particularly. I think it was maybe cooler to me. It was about 80 degrees out, and I'm in an air-conditioned building, so it wasn't like I was just killing anyone, but this stuff is so nice. It's just elegant. It's super rich. Again, don't know the notes of it right now off the top of my head, but this stuff is so fucking good. Please try it if you haven't. Like you owe it to yourself to try one of these from this video. Try this if you haven't, please. So again, Friday I wore 2 fragrances. Scent of the evening on Friday was this. This is Aaron Terrence Hughes Slut Elixir. In my ATH Daddy video that I put out the other day, I talked about how Slut and Slut Elixir are my second favorites. They're kind of, you wear them as a layering combo. In this case, I didn't, but this stuff is so good. I'm tempted to spray it on my skin instead of the test strip, but I'll wait to spray for you guys. As you know, this Aaron Terrence Hughes stuff is tough to come by, but whoo, God, I love this. I smell it in the air right now. This is so much different than Royal Tobacco and any of the other stuff that I sprayed. I'd say of the stuff that I've shown you so far, maybe closest to Arrow's Flame, but it's so different. This stuff is so good. It's fruity, candy-like, just sweet. This is very sweet. This is maybe overly sweet to some of you guys. This stuff is so playful. I mean, the name is that, guys. This stuff, this is what you spray when you're going crazy, you want to go clubbing. You spray this stuff. In my case, I wear Daddy, but I just like smelling this stuff. It's so nice to me. It's got all of these nice fruit notes in there, and it comes across with this ethyl maltol whipping through the base, if you will. If you know, you know. It's so candied, slightly fresh, and this stuff lasts. Oh my God, does it last. This is still stronger. Bergamasque is definitely still stronger as far as lingering power, but as far as initial projection and everything, these Aaron Terrence Hughes are no joke. Like, that's one of Aaron's strong suits, is these things have presence. They radiate off of your skin, and they will fill a room. So this stuff will definitely set you apart. I would highly recommend looking into this if you can find it for a decent price. Don't be spending $70, $80, something stupid on a 10 mil. On a 10 mil, guys, come on. Don't. If you could find this realistically for maybe $45, $50 maybe, I would say, okay, use your own discretion. But to me, I've paid close to that before, but don't go double that. Please do yourself a favor. It's not worth that, but God, this stuff is so good. Try that one. All right, and on Saturday I have 2 fragrances I wore that day as well. This is Chanel Allure Homme Edition Blanche. You can't really see it. There you go. There's your Edition Blanche. This stuff is super nice. Again, another freshie for me. It's hot down here. I get some reprieve by picking out, you know, the ATHs and the Royal Tobaccos, but this is the bread and butter. This is a lemon, bergamot, sandalwood, and vanilla fragrance, so really nice atomizer on these. This stuff, I'll say it, this stuff doesn't last long, but it serves a purpose. So this lasts 5 hours on me at best. But God, are they such nice hours to live in this scent. It just smells so classy and just classic Chanel, I would say. This is just nice French perfumery. It's got that lemon. I know Randy, shout out to Fragrance Suit if you ever watch this. He says this smells like a lemon cream pie. And you know what? I can get what you're saying. This stuff, it isn't so candied that it smells gourmandish, but it's got that lemon citrus, lemon bergamot combo, the sandalwood, and that vanilla that comes through in the dry down, to where if it's the sandalwood is creamy enough and the vanilla sweet enough, I could see that. But to me, this is just a really nice masculine, really easy to use fragrance. It's not hard or challenging to wear. This could be a dumb reach for you guys in the summer. I know I'm talking about summer fragrances when everyone's worried about fall fragrances, but I live in Florida. It's hot. This is what I wear most of the time. So this is just a really solid fragrance. If you haven't done so, get your nose on this. I don't know. I don't think they actually have this in a lot of the, Macy's, Dillard's, but I bought this online. If you can, find a decant of this stuff. You may be surprised. Neil, you got one coming. Um, this stuff is just really solid, and it serves a purpose in my collection. I know, yeah, it doesn't last long, but that's fine. That's fine. It doesn't matter to me. The time that I am living with the scent, it's fantastic, so I have no regrets with that. All right, and on Saturday, the second fragrance of the day is none other than Mont Blanc Individuel. If you know, you know. All right, this stuff, same perfumer as Creed Original Santal, Pierre Bourdon. I think it came out the same year. Yes, there is strong similarity to it. Yes, the Creed is better, but for the price that you can get this, you cannot go wrong. If you want to just splurge and get the Creed, by all means. It smells better. It does. It's better quality. It has nicer presence. But for getting this for like $25, no, this stuff is so good for that. If you look at the note breakdown on this one, you're going to be scratching your head. There's like dark chocolate, raspberry, all this crazy stuff in there. But really what comes across is it smells like fresh, clean laundry. It's got this lavender freshness. It's slightly sweet, I guess, from all of those medley of whatever the hell is that note breakdown is. But this stuff just comes across like fresh, clean laundry. And for me, it's super nice. For what I paid for this 50 ml bottle, I could get like freaking 8 of these for the price of 100 ml of the Creed. It's insane. Again, the Creed is better. It's fine. The Creed, I'll say it, Original Santal is better. But this stuff, it serves a purpose for me. This is just a fresh, spray your clothes with this one. It'll smell good. Spray your neck with this one. It lasts pretty well. I would say this one lasts probably 6 or 7 hours on me. It's nothing crazy, but that's pretty solid, honestly, especially for this price point that you're paying. I don't think it smells super dated. See, some people compare it to Youp also, so it's got that fresh, it's kind of sweet. This stuff can be cloying if you spray too much. I will forewarn you about that, but it's just a really solid fragrance, and I think it's really hard to go wrong. Again, this is Mont Blanc Individuel. All right, that brings us today at the recording of this, what I'm wearing, and that is none other than the Citrine Body Balm from Zaharoff. I wore this out of the shower. Got my arms, my neck. This stuff is awesome. I wore this, and I paired it with this. So, Zaharoff Seraphim Blue. This combo is so nice. Of the Citrine as your moisturizer and this, because it has, from George Zaharoff himself, he said that these pair well together because the body grooming balm uses the same oils that is in these fragrances. So that's what I did, and it's so nice. You get the nice green nature to this body balm. I guess this has enhanced green notes compared to the original Citrine. I haven't smelled Citrine. The only Zaharoffs that I've smelled have been the Citrine Body Wash, the Citrine Body Grooming Balm, and Seraphim Blue. But they're so nice together. This stuff is a very nice creamy consistency. It doesn't take much. You could do just about that on your hand. I'm going to put this back because I already have it on. But that will cover a large portion of your arm or chest or wherever you're going. And it's just super nice. And it lathers in very nice. It doesn't leave you with like greasy, oily skin after. And then you can go ahead and you can do a couple sprays of this stuff on top of it. And in the air, it is so nice and refreshing. Again, another freshy combo. I know. Again, I live in Florida, right? Forgive me. But this stuff is so good. So can't say enough good things about the Citrine Body Balm. This stuff is outstanding. I think it's maybe, I want to say it was $40 or so, which this goes a long way. You do not need much of this at all, and it is a strong aroma. And so this is Seraphim Blue. This is a really nice ozonic blue, kind of by the ocean smell. This is not the ocean. This is not a Rolfa. This is not Megamare. This is not a marine sort of salty fragrance, but just a really nice iris and other fruit notes here where it puts you in this ocean breeze sort of mood. And I live right by the ocean. I love that feeling. So this is just a really easy one to rock. I have a decent dent in this one. Nothing crazy. For the amount of fragrances that I go through, I would say this is a decent dent. I do spray kind of on the heavy side with this one. Um, Probably in the neighborhood of like 10 sprays, honestly, of 4 or 5 on the back of the neck, and then the rest are on the arm. It lasts pretty well. This stuff, I would say the first time I wore it, I was maybe a little disappointed about the overall longevity, but I think I had some actual nose fatigue, believe it or not, with this, which is there's not there's not anything in here that I can think of that would take my nose away. Maybe I got too close to my chest and my nose or something, but it came back and I smelled it, several hours after applying this, and I was like, oh, I still smell it. It smells good. Because I did think it was gone maybe 4 or 5 hours, maybe performance similar to this, but it actually did last longer. I would say this one gave me every bit of 7 or 8 hours. Um, Moderate projection, some pretty good sillage, but this is just a very pleasant scent bubble to live in as well. So again, I would highly recommend this combo of the grooming balm here, the citrine grooming balm, plus the Zahara fragrance. Pick and choose, they go together super well. And that is going to do it for this week's weekly rotation. So if you do like this video content, let me know. I will keep making these videos. This has been fun for me to share and kind of write down what I've been wearing, which I had way more designers in here than I was thinking that I wore, but it was just kind of fun to recap and go through what I wore, why I like them, and how they may appeal to you. So if you like that video, give me a thumbs up, give me a subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.